Recently, we've been talking a lot about all of the good work that Warner Brothers and DC have been doing to get their movies in order. There's no denying that the DCEU over the last few years has been a little bit all over the place. And although they have put out really good individual movies like Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Shazam, there has been a little bit of confusion as to the direction of the DCEU. And that isn't going away anytime soon, as there are a lot of timeline, character, and actor issues that they have to sort out. But today we want to talk about a different DC movie that is at the moment outside of the DCEU, and that is the Batman movie that is currently being put together by Matt Reeves, starring Robert Pattinson. We want to talk about that and the TV show that was recently announced a couple days ago that will be taking place inside that same universe. And that's a very interesting concept, especially since the TV show isn't going to be dealing directly with Batman. We're going to talk about that timeline and what that means moving forward for DC and how maybe that could affect the ideas that they're having for the DCEU. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture. It's Chris. If you love to stay up to date on all major movie and television news, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button as we cover it right here on the channel. And today, like I said, we'll be talking about the new The Batman by Matt Reeves. Now, a couple days ago it was announced that HBO Max will be hosting a brand new television show that focuses on the cops of Gotham City. They themselves explained it's an opportunity for the fans to get even closer to the world where these characters live, to see what it actually is like in Gotham and how that affects the universe that, Batman is a part of. And if that wasn't already intriguing enough for DC fans, we went on to find out that the Batman that Matt Reeves is currently directing exists in the same universe, timeline, dimension as this TV show. And that's very interesting and of course extremely fun. We already have heard that they're looking at doing a trilogy for Robert Pattinson's Batman, and that's going to mean there's a lot of story and a lot of connecting characters. We've also seen and heard from different leaks that there are already a lot of villains going to be introduced in this first movie. We've heard words of Riddler, we've heard about Penguin, we've heard about the Joker making an appearance, and it sounds like they're trying to set up a really cool cinematic platform, a Batman-verse for lack of a better term. Because this Batman does exist outside the DCEU. So technically there's no connection to Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman or Jason Momoa's Aquaman, for example, and all of these characters will be starting anew in this own separate universe that this TV show will also be featured in. It's super interesting to see, and it's only really comparable to one other thing, which was Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where they had that television show running in and out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the characters could collide if they wanted to. Now, this specific show, there wasn't a lot of intertwining from the Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. side into the MCU. However, the MCU affected everything that was going on inside the television show, as you would see them appear in different events that happened throughout the MCU. And that on its own was a really cool concept. You don't frequently get the chance to see these TV shows linking up with the movies, especially something like the MCU that is so big and has so many moving parts. Now, of course, with Disney Plus, Marvel has moved to have a lot of their television shows in the MCU included as well, so that seems to be the future of these epic cinematic universes. Now, DC is putting a lot of effort into hyping up the fans again for the DCEU. And although Batman is on the outside of this specific DC universe, it does show that they are trying to piece together, better than they have in the past, these moving universes with different parts, different pieces that can all connect to form some kind of epic finale. And that is what we want to see from DC. There is no arguing that DC and Warner Brothers have put out some really good individual and backstory movies. Wonder Woman was amazing, Shazam was extremely well received, and they showed a lot of flexibility with the character. And then of course, Aquaman did over $1 billion in the box office. So they're building very good characters. Where they're falling short is the connecting of the moving parts, making it make sense and keeping some actors in roles. We still aren't sure who's going to be playing Batman in the DCEU, and Henry Cavill's Superman is still very much in question. So if DC can get all of these pieces together, like they're demonstrating with the Batman series that they are putting together right now with Matt Reeves, with Robert Pattinson, and with this new HBO Max Batman series, we can finally see a DCEU with all of its moving parts in the right location and get some of these epic comic stories on the big screen that I know for a fact millions of fans are dying to see. There is so much rich backstory and lore in the DC comics, so being able to pull all that together and hit it just right in the DCEU is something we're very excited for, and an opportunity I don't think we want to miss. As for more announcements about this new HBO Max TV show, we're going to have to wait just a little bit over a month for the DC Fandom, which is their private event where they will be explaining and providing us a lot of information in detail about future projects. We're hoping to get a sneak peek at Wonder Woman 1984, and of course a lot more details about this new Batman universe and potential Batman cinematic universe that is being created for us. Of course, we will cover all of those details from the DC Fandom right here on the channel. But if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, or just enjoyed talking about movies as much as we do, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button as we cover all major movie and television news right here on Cosmic Culture.